Good morning, students. So, day before yesterday, we have started second part of this nuclei chapter, radioactivity. So, in that day before yesterday, we have discussed what is the radioactivity, what are naturally radioactive elements, who discovered radioactivity, and also on what factors radioactivity depends, on what factors it is independent, and also what kind of radiations emitted by a radioactive sample like alpha rays, beta rays, gamma rays, and also we have discussed about the properties of the alpha, beta, gamma. So nearly 30 points you have given for alpha rays 10, beta rays 10, and gamma rays also 10, and we asked to frame on tabular column and try to compare the property of alpha, beta, gamma also. And yesterday class I have discussed radioactive decay law. What is the law of radioactive decay? And we have given a statement, and our 5 marks important questions we have derived. N is equal to n naught into e to the power of minus lambda t. So the derivation I have given, and after completion of the derivation I have given what is the decay constant or disintegration constant. So how we can define decay constant, and for that definition I have given simple derivation also. Like last we got t is equal to 1 by lambda, lambda is equal to 1 by t. So in the definition I have given the reciprocal of the time during which the number of atoms in a radioactive sample reduces to 37% of the original number of atoms is called as decay constant. If it reduces to 37% means, so how many atoms are decayed? 100 minus 37, that is 63% decayed. So any one definition you can give, and decay constant also depends upon nuclear property, means the nature of the sample only, and also independent of the external parameters like temperature, pressure, or chemical reactions, physical properties, it does not depend. And if a decay constant is more, the radioactive sample quickly decays. If a lambda is less, and the sample slowly decays. And SI unit of decay constant per second inverse, or practical units means you can take per minute, per hour, or per day, per month, per year, also you can take practical units. So up to this one, yesterday class I have completed. Now in this class we will discuss what is the half-life of a radioactive sample, what is the average life of a radioactive sample. These two we will discuss. Half-life. So half-life of a radioactive sample we can denote with capital T or T half, also write your choice. So you can write like this also, T, capital T or T half, 1 by written half-life. So generally if you select one radioactive sample, any radioactive sample I selected like this, maybe radium, uranium, plutonium, thorium, whatever I may take, it is some radioactive sample. I am selecting uranium 90 to 238. So it is also unstable element which is having a property of the radioactivity. It emits alpha, beta, gamma rays. So generally when a time t is equal to 0, so generally time will never be 0. Whatever the reference time we want to choose, that can be taken as a 0. For example, today at 10 o'clock I want to observe this element. That 10 o'clock can be taken as 0 reference time. So at t equal to 0, this sample contains, so total number of atoms 1000. So that number of atoms, initially the sample contains 1000 atoms when time is equal to 0 reference time. So that initial number of atoms or original number of atoms I am representing with n naught. So that 0 time, that is n naught. Now as the time is going on, what may be happened? After 1 second I observed the sample, like 10 o'clock reference time, after 1 second, 10 o'clock 1 second, but this sample contains only 999 atoms. So what happened, where the remaining 1 atom has gone? Decayed or disintegrated in the form of, it emits in the form of alpha or beta. That's why 1 atom decreased. And here this n is called as number of remaining atoms, but n naught is equal to original atoms. N is equal to number of undecayed or remaining atoms. But how many atoms decayed here? Decade means came outside, nothing but 1000 minus 999 equal to 1 atom. So 1 atom disintegrated. That 1 atom disintegrated I am shown with Dn. So Dn means difference. N naught minus n, 1000 minus 999 equal to 1. 1 atom decayed. And after 1 hour I am observing the same sample. Means 10 o'clock I started, but 11 o'clock I am observing. But it contains 995 atoms. That indicates 5 atoms decayed, starting 1000, but now it contains only 995. That means number of atoms disintegrated equal to 5. And after 1 month, I want to observe the same sample. So, but it contains only 990 atoms. So that means 10 atoms decayed. After 1 year, I want to observe the same sample. After 1 year, it contains, for example, 900 atoms. So that means 100 atoms decayed, original 1000, but it contains only 900. That means 100 atoms decayed. In this way, I am observing, but generally by taking a freshly prepared sample or any fossil or rock, if you collect the sample, after 100 years, if you observe the same sample, if it contains, for example, 700 atoms, that indicates 300 atoms decayed. In this way, for example, if you observe the same sample after 4 into 10 to the power of 9 years, we cannot imagine also. 4 billion years, correct? So 4 billion years if you observe means this sample contains still 500 atoms. After 4 billion years also, even though it is emitting alpha, beta, gamma, but it contains still 500 atoms. So how many atoms are disintegrated? 500 atoms decayed, but still it contains 500 atoms. So original number of atoms 1000, now it contains only 500, up to here 50% or that time can be called as half-life. So for this, whatever the time taken, but for all the samples, this may not be same numbers. Just example I am giving only. So the time taken by the radioactive sample, to reduce it to half of the original number of atoms. Initially 100 atoms are there, after half-life time 50 atoms. Initially 10 atoms are there, after half-life 5 atoms. So initially X atoms are there, after half-life X by 2 should write. So that time can be called as half-life of the sample. Still if you want to observe, as time is going on, the number of atoms of 400, 300, 200 and the last what will be happen? 0. So that means to get 0 atoms, how much time it may take? Infinite time. So we cannot say the particular time. So the lifetime of all the atoms is equal to infinity. And after infinite time, what are the number of atoms came outside? 1000. All the 1000 atoms are disintegrated. That's why it contains only 0 atoms and the time is equal to infinite. But infinite time we cannot calculate. That's why we have to go for half-life of the radioactive sample. So how we can define? The time taken by the radioactive sample to reduce it to half of the initial number of atoms is called as half-life of the radioactive sample. Sometimes for competitive exams, a theory question will be asked. What is full lifetime of a radioactive sample? Not half-life, full lifetime. Irrespective of the name of the element, uranium, plutonium, thorium, radium, whatever element you may take, full lifetime is equal always infinite. So now, with no need to remember this data, only for your understanding purpose I have given the data only, and now we will derive the formula, correct? So write the definition. Half-life, the time taken by a radioactive sample, to reduce it to half of the initial number of atoms or original number of atoms. To reduce it to a half, HLF. To reduce it to a half of the initial number of atoms. half of the initial number of atoms. Half of the initial number of atoms is known as half-life. Is known as half-life. Known as half-life. Now I'll write the formula. We know from the formula, or we know that I'll derive simple formula for this one. We know that n is equal to n naught into e to the power of minus lambda into t. Yesterday I have derived this formula for 5 marks. Important question for 5 marks. N is equal to, still if you have any doubts in this derivation, and we are going to upload the videos in YouTube, just pause or may go through the material and once again practice that one. N is equal to n naught into e power minus lambda into t. Here n naught means original number of atoms, initial number of atoms, and n number of remaining atoms in the sample, and lambda disintegration constant or decay constant, and t is equal time. For half-life, when time t is equal to 1 half-life, it is for example time t is equal to capital T I want to use. Then what are the remaining atoms in the sample? After 1 half-life, what are the remaining atoms in the sample? Half of the original number of atoms. So I'll write here n is equal to n naught by 2 I should write. Check correct or not? Whenever time is equal to 1 half-life, number of atoms gradually decreases and finally come to 50%. 50% means n naught by 2 I should write. In the above formula, n place you write n naught by 2, small t place you write capital T. Therefore, n place I'll write n naught by 2 is equal to n naught into e to the power of minus lambda into capital T should write. Capital T. Both sides may cancel n naught. N naught get cancelled. Now remaining e to the power of minus lambda into t. E to the power of minus lambda into t is equal to 1 by 2. No change. E power minus lambda t is equal to 1 by 2. Take a reciprocal on both sides. Reciprocal means 1 by e power minus lambda t. That means you can write like this. 1 by e to the power of minus lambda t is equal to 1 by 2. You should write like this. Reciprocal means. If you take this e power minus lambda t to numerator, it become plus, minus become plus. So we can write e to the power of plus lambda t is equal to 1 by 2 is nothing but 2 should write. 2 should write. 1 by 2 we can write 2. Now take this e right side. If take exponential function right side, it become logarithm, log base e. So we can write lambda into t. Here I am writing. Whenever if you take e right side, it become log 2 base e should write like this. If take a log base e left side, it become again exponential function e power. If you want to calculate only, if you want to take only formula for lambda t, take lambda also right side. Then it is equal to log 2 base e by 2. Sometimes in the theory questions will be asked, which of the following formula is correct for half-life? It is equal to log 2 base e by lambda also you can write. So I'm write here, or I'll write t is equal to log 2 base e divided by lambda, one formula. T is equal to log 2 base e by lambda. But I want to convert exponential logarithm to the natural logarithm, that is a log base 10 I want to write. If you want to remove this e and if you want to write 10, we have to multiply with 2.303. One value is there. Then I'll write here. Therefore, capital T is equal to 2.303 into log 2 base 10 divided by lambda I should write. So I think you understood this one. Here log base e place I am writing a log base 10. If you want to write a log base 10, you should multiply with 2.303. Or T is equal to T equal to 2.303 into log 2 base 10, log 2 value 0.3010 standard value 0.3010 divided by lambda I should write. Means log 20 value under 0 we have to check. Characteristic is equal to 0, only single digit. 1 minus 1 equal to 0 characteristic. And log 20 value under 0 we have to check in the Clark book. So that you will get 0.3010. If you multiply, T is equal to 0.693 divided by lambda. If you round up, 0.693 by lambda. So it is the final formula for half-life of a radioactive sample. Or lambda is equal to 0.693 by capital T also we can write, your choice. If you want to write the formula for decay constant lambda, you may write 0.693 divided by capital T. It is the formula for decay constant, and this will be the formula for half-life of a radioactive sample. It is a half-life formula, and this will be the formula for decay constant. Decay constant and half-life. Both are inversely proportional. Half-life of the radioactive sample is inversely proportional to the decay constant. If you write a simple graph here, for example, I'll take a simple graph by taking a number of remaining atoms on y-axis, means n I will take on y-axis, and the time will be taken on x-axis. So time taken on x-axis and number of remaining or undecayed atoms in the sample on y-axis. Beginning when time is equal to 0, number of remaining atoms and original atoms both are equal. Starting number of atoms 1000, original atoms also 1000, both are equal. So it is equal to, here onwards you have to start. It is equal to starting n value, n naught value, both are equal. Number of remaining atoms, original number of atoms both are equal. Now as the time is going on, what will be happen? The sample begin to emit atoms. So the number of remaining atoms gradually decreases. So we can draw the graph like this, exponential rate. And finally, after how much time all the atoms, remaining atoms become 0? Infinite time. So we can draw the graph like this. Almost the graph will appear like a parallel line like this. After infinite time only, it will touch the x-axis. Exactly not touching the x-axis. After infinite time, it is touch the x-axis like this. Infinite time it will take. So at the beginning, time is equal to 0, number of remaining atoms equal to original atoms, both are equal. After infinite time, number of remaining atoms equal almost 0 should take. For example, after one half-life I want to take. It is exactly after one half-life, 1t I am taking. So what are the number of atoms in the sample means we can take like this, left side. So here number of remaining atoms in the sample is equal to how much? N is equal to n naught by 2 you should write. Half of the atoms will be reduced. For example, after 2 half-lives, I want to take 2t. So what are the number of remaining atoms in the sample means we can take like this. So here n is equal to n naught by 4 you should write. 4 means 2 square. 2 to the power of 1. Next 2 square, 4. After 3 half-lives, for example, if you take like this. it is equal 3t. What are the number of remaining atoms in the sample means you can take like this. N is equal to N naught by 8 I am writing. So what method it is the following means, starting N equal N naught by 2 to the power of 1, N naught by 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5 and so on, 2 to the power of N should write. In this way, last after infinite time, the number of remaining atoms become 0. And one important formula also I'll give here. So here after 1 half life T is equal to 1T. After 1 half life, number of undecayed atoms, I'll write the formula. After 1 half life, number of undecayed atoms, N is equal to N naught by 2 you should write, or 2 to the power of 1. Correct? After 1 half life, N is equal to N naught by 2 or 2 power 1. After T is equal to 2 half lives, I'll write the formula. N is equal to N naught by 2 to the power of 2 you should write, 2 square means 4. After 3 half lives, T is equal to 3T. N is equal to N naught by 8 I am writing 2 to the power of 3 and so on. No need to write up to 1000 or 100. Directly I am writing after N half lives. After T is equal to N into T. Here small n indicates the number of half lives, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 it is indicating. And a small t given time, capital T half life. What are the number of undecayed atoms means N is equal to N naught by 2 to the power of N is should write. It is a very important formula. After N half lives, number of undecayed atoms or remaining atoms in the sample, N is equal to N naught by 2 to the power of N. But in this formula, what is the formula for number of half lives? We can write here number of half lives. Take capital T left side. If take capital T left side, then N is equal to small t by capital T we can write. Formula for number of half lives. In the above formula, if you put N is equal to small t by capital T, check what you will get. N is equal to N naught by 2 to the power of small t by capital T we can write. One more formula. N is equal to N naught by 2 to the power of small t by capital T. Formula for number of half lives. Here only we can write one more formula. If take N naught left side, N naught left side means what you will get? N by N naught is equal to 1 by 2 to the power of small t by capital T. I will write here. It is this concept total only for completed exams. If you want to, may put note point only. Whatever here we are writing, it is a note point you may put and write. Fraction of undecayed atoms. Fraction of undecayed atoms. You are writing a fraction. Fraction of undecayed or undisintegrated atoms. Formula N by N naught is equal to what you should write in this formula. we have to take n naught left side, so that 1 by 2 to the power of n will get. Fraction of undecayed atoms n by n naught is equal to 1 by 2 to the power of n. 1 by 2 to the power of n should write. 1 by 2 to the power of n. But n place, if you want to write small t by capital T also okay. We can write another formula which is equal to 1 by 2 to the power of small t by capital T. So depending upon the question, any formula we can use. Based on the question, we have to choose. Here directly number of half lives given, choose the first formula, or small t capital T given, use the second formula. If not a fraction, percentage asked in JEE level or NEET level, this type of will be asked. Percentage asked, then percentage of undecayed atoms. How much percentage of undecayed atoms will be there in the sample means n by n naught. Both sides may multiply with 100 percentage. It is equal to 1 by 2 to the power of n into 100%, or 1 by 2 to the power of small t by capital T into 100% you should write. If you multiply with 100, we'll get the percentage of the sample, percentage of number of atoms that undecayed. Same way they may ask another question also in JEE level or NEET level. What is the fraction of decayed atoms or disintegrated atoms? Fraction of decayed or disintegrated atoms in a radioactive sample. So generally total 100% of the atoms are there, or 100 atoms are there, 30 atoms decayed, 30 atoms undecayed. How much decayed means 100 minus 30 equal to 70. Here also subtract from 1 this one. 1 minus n by n naught is equal to, here we should write whatever above fraction formula is there, just you have to subtract this value from 1. We'll get a fraction of the sample that decayed, which is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2 to the power of n you should write, or 1 minus 1 by 2 to the power of small t by capital T. If you subtract from 1, it is a fraction of decayed atoms. Without subtracting 1 from 1, it is undecayed atoms. Same way, what is the percentage of disintegrated or decayed atoms? Percentage of disintegrated or decayed atoms is equal to, should write 1 minus n by n naught into 100% should take. Right side also write 1 minus 1 by 2 to the power of n into 100%, or 1 minus 1 by 2 to the power of small t by capital T into 100%. So this all the formulae important for competitive exams. But the half-life derivation important for 3 marks in a PU level. If it is asked, define a half-life, derive an expression for it. Simple question. Instead of the number of atoms, if they are given mass, all the formulae n place, write simply m. Same question. For example, mass given means we should write m is equal to m naught by 2 to the power of n, you should write. If a mass given means number of atoms means n, and also m is equal to m naught by 2 to the power of small t by capital T. Same formula. Just a letter only different. Mass at 10 grams or 20 grams or 30 grams are given, use this formula. Otherwise, you may go for number of atoms means n formula you should write. That's about half-life. I'll give one simple question. Try this one. A radioactive sample. A radioactive sample with initial number of atoms, a radioactive sample with half-life, a radioactive sample with a half-life 6,400 years, a radioactive sample with a half-life 6,400 years contains 1,000 atoms at an instant, contains 1,000 atoms at an instant. At an instant, T is equal to 0. Contains 1,000 atoms at an instant, T is equal to 0. The number of undecayed atoms, in it after 3,200 years is the number of undecayed atoms in it after 3,200 years is how many atoms are still present, undecayed or remaining. Try this one. Still how many atoms present after? At the beginning, whenever I observe the sample, it contains 1,000 atoms. But I want to find how many atoms are still present or undecayed or remained in the sample after 3,200 years. This type of model is important. Sometimes number of atoms plus they may give mass. Like initially, one radioactive sample contains 100 grams, but half-life of the sample is equal to 1,000 years. But after 2,000 years, what are the number of what is the remaining mass of the sample? What is the mass of the sample that decayed? This type of questions will be asked. Now in this class, whatever the formula I have given, we have to pick any one suitable formula, we have to substitute the values. Check here, first read the question 1 or 2 times carefully and write the data whatever they have given. So check first here, a radioactive sample with a half-life, they have given half-life 6,400 years. You should write a half-life symbol capital T. So capital T is equal to 6,400 years. I'll write. So capital T, they are given 6,400 years. Contains 1,000 atoms. It contains a total number of atoms given N naught. N naught is equal to 1,000. Should write. Next, at an instant T is equal to 0. Leave that one. The number of undecayed atoms. Symbol for undecayed atoms small capital N. Question mark. Undecayed atoms are remaining atoms capital N. After how much time they asked? 3,200 years. That is a small t. So time t is equal to 3,200 years. You should write. Now pick the suitable formula. N naught given, small t given, capital T given, n is should calculate. Now we have the formula n is equal to n naught by 2 to the power of small t by capital T. Use this formula. n is equal to n naught by 2 to the power of small t by capital T. That is equal to n naught means 1000 divided by 2 to the power of small t is equal to 3200 divided by capital T is equal to 6400. Here 2 zeros get cancelled. 32 ones are 32 twos are cancelled. Therefore, n is equal to 1000 by 1000 divided by 2 to the power of 1 by 2 na? 2 power 1 by 2. 2 power 1 by 2 is nothing but root. Should write. So that is equal to 1000 by root 2. Root 2 value, if in exam, if they given root 2 value 1.414. So 1000 by 1 means 1000. 1000 by 1 is equal to 1000. 1000 by 1 point something means less than 1000. In options, if they given 900 or 800 or something, we have to select. So if you want exactly, if you want to calculate, it means 1000 divided by 1.414. Check the value, you will get the number of atoms approximately. So approximately 707.221. So nearly 707 atoms are still present in the sample. Approximately 707 atoms are present in the sample. So how many atoms are decayed? Initially 1000 atoms. Still 707 atoms present. 1000 minus 707 equal to 293. 293 atoms are decayed from the sample and still it contains 707 atoms approximately. So this type of questions will be asked. So first you should write the data and we have to choose the suitable formula, substitute and calculate. And in case of the completed exam, so keep the formula in your mind and we should solve quickly. Instead of solving like this and after writing 1000 by root 2, roughly we have to estimate 1000 by root 2 means 1.414. 1000 by 1, 1000. 1000 by 1 point something means less than 1000. So we can choose the nearest options. That's all. Next, one more derivation, simple formula, average life or mean life. Next, one more simple formula, mean life or average life of a radioactive sample. Mean life or average life of a radioactive sample. Mean life or average life of a radioactive sample. Here also we write the symbol as or we can write a T average, AV, all right. Your choice, any one symbol may take, T average or tau. Tau or T average you should write. It is also one of the useful concept. Why it is useful means irrespective of the nature of the element, all the radioactive samples are having a full lifetime always infinite. So quite difficult to estimate the full lifetime. That's why there is a need of average lifetime of the radioactive sample. From this we can understand what are the number of atoms present in it and how the average life will be going on. We can understand. For example, if you select, for example, a particular country, it is a radioactive sample. I'll choose. For that, if you want to estimate, it means it is having 1000 atoms like this. First, second, third, fourth, and so on. It contains total 1000 atoms in the radioactive sample. Like this, 1000 atoms are there in the radioactive sample. It is a first atom, second atom, third, and so on. It is equal to fourth, fifth, and also fifth, sixth, and last one equal to, for example, 1000. But whenever radioactive sample begin to disintegrate, which atom first disintegrated and which atom last disintegrated? For example, the total lifetime of the sample is equal to infinite. Correct? Means, for example, first atom came outside. What is the lifetime of this atom? Means after 1 second it came outside, it is equal lifetime 1 second. But here, second atom came outside after 100 years. Then what is the lifetime of the second atom? 100 years. And the third atom came outside after 1 week or maybe after 1 month. So lifetime of the third atom is equal to 1 month. And the fourth atom came outside after 10 seconds. And the 1000th atom came outside after 300 years. Correct? And the last atom came outside after infinite time. Any atom, it may be. So that means how the atoms will be disintegrated, which atom first and which atom last, we cannot say. So it is only depends upon the law of probability or matter of the chance. So first atom may be having 1 second, immediate atom may be having 100 years, and the next atom may be having 1 month. So different atoms may have different lifetimes. For example, in India there is a population of 130 crores, 130 crores for example, 130 crores. And what is the average lifetime of all the Indians means? For example, average lifetime of an Indian 60 years for example. So average lifetime of an Indian, I am selecting 60 years. So what does it mean 60 years means? That doesn't mean all the people will die by 60 years. That doesn't mean. And that doesn't mean all the people live compulsory up to 60 years. Not correct. So some members may live up to 100 years. Lifetime of one man may be having 100 years or 113 years, or one may be having 60 years, 70 years or 30 years, or just born babies may be having 1 day also. So sometimes they may die due to some diseases, 1 day or 1 month or 1 year or 100 years. So different members may have different lifetimes, but average will be 60 years. For example, another country having average lifetime is equal to 80 years for example. So if you compare these two, what we can understand? Whenever average lifetime of a particular country is less, so there will be health amenities and remaining all the aspects there will be still has to be grow. But here whenever 80 years is there, so the persons are living with good health conditions and good amenities, and also the economic and everything will be good comparing to these countries. So that's why here also, by understanding average lifetime of a radioactive sample, and we can compare with other sample, and it will be easy for estimation of radioactivity. That's why here also we are going to estimate or calculate mean life or average life. For example, in a radioactive sample, total number of atoms equal to N naught. A radioactive sample contains total N naught atoms. It is a radioactive sample. At T is equal to 0, the number of atoms in the radioactive sample is equal to N naught. As the time is going on, what will be happen? The number of atoms gradually decreases. So that means in a time T to T plus dt, the number of atoms decayed will be Dn. This one understood now? For example, T means 10 years. I am observing at 2000 for example, or 2000 year I am observing, or 2019 I am observing. India population will be for example 130 crores exactly. But after I am observing 2019 plus 2019 to 2019 plus 1 year. Correct? That means here 2019 plus 1 year means 2020 I am observing. So here the number of people died, we can write for example 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh like this. Same way here T means it is equal to 2019, and T plus dt means 2019 plus 1 year. So in this way I have selected. So that means here dt is very very small. That means lifetime of Dn atoms is equal approximately T. Lifetime of Dn atoms is lifetime of each of Dn atoms is equal to T. Then what is the lifetime of all the Dn atoms? T into Dn. But I want to estimate total lifetime of all N naught atoms. Then by integrating we will get the required formula. So for that, right, how we can give means a definition. Always the average of the two numbers or average of numbers, how to estimate the total sum of all the terms by the total number of terms you should write. So we can write one definition, right? The ratio of sum of lifetimes of or lives of, simply sum of lifetimes of or lives of all the atoms, the ratio of the sum of lives of all the atoms in a sample to, or in a radioactive sample to, total number of atoms in it. The ratio of sum of lives of all the atoms. Sum of lives of all the atoms means lifetime of the first atom plus second atom plus third atom plus fourth atom and so on last atom divided by total number of atoms in that sample. You have to divide the ratio of sum of lives of all the atoms to the total number of atoms in it. Total number of atoms in it is called average life or mean life. Is called average life or mean life. Write the formula like this. So T average is equal to your sum of lives of all the atoms means write sigma T, also you can write divided by total number of atoms equal to n naught. I am writing the sigma means a summation, but later I will go for integration method, integration. But here simply I am writing a T1 plus T2 plus T3 and so on plus a T infinity, all the atoms by this one. Or one more definition also there, we can write average life is equal to reciprocal of decay constant. Average life is equal to 1 by disintegration constant or decay constant. Write the definition, the reciprocal of decay constant. Reciprocal of decay constant is called average life. Reciprocal of decay constant is called average life. So we have to go for a derivation and finally we have to show T average is equal to 1 by lambda. The reciprocal of decay constant is called average life. So finally we have to prove this one. Tau is equal to R, T average is equal to 1 by lambda, we have to derive. For this we have to use integration method. So tomorrow class I will derive this formula, and for integration formula, so for tomorrow class you have to practice this integration formula. Integral f of x into g of x dx is equal to. So for tomorrow class we have to search this formula and practice that formula. Integral f of x into g of x dx is equal to what? Final formula you should write. So while coming to the while listening the tomorrow class, you have to search this formula and practice the formula 1 or 2 times carefully. Integral f of x into g of x dx is equal to what? So by using this formula, so in tomorrow class I will derive this one. Correct. So okay, thank you.